Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We are going to be learning to do this beautiful stitch pattern today. This is called the interlocking block stitch. I used three different colors here. I used a navy blue, a midnight blue, and a fuchsia purple. And all you're doing here is you're interlocking different colors to make blocks. And this is not going to do the proper pattern look or give you the proper pattern look if you do this in a single color. And if you do this also in really, in my opinion, less than two colors, or less than three colors, you're not really going to get the same effect. My opinion, you really need to have at least three colors, and if you do each row in a totally different color throughout your entire project, you're going to have a wow project. So the more color that you add to a project that you're using this interlock block stitch pattern with, the more beautiful this project's going to turn out. I only used three colors here, so and you see already how lovely this has turned out. And it's kind of an illusional project. You know, you turn it over and it surprisingly hides the row before it. And this, as I go through this with you, you think you know how this stitch is done, because I did too when I started working it. And you're going to be surprised how this is actually worked up. So let's get started, and I'm going to use three colors as I did here to demonstrate. So I'm going to put that aside, and it's a great way to use up some scrap yarn if you're practicing with this. So I've got the tan brown, I've got white, and I'm going to start off with a pink color. So what I need you to do is, for this demonstration, I need you to chain up 23 chains. So it's multiples of 6, and then once you get it to your desired length, you're going to add 5. So that's going to give you a total of 28 stitches. Now for your foundation row, you're going to do a double crochet in the 4th chain from your hook. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So you're going to do a double crochet in that 4th chain. And this is an intermediate pattern, so it's not what I recommend for new crocheters, but I'm not going to discourage anyone from doing it, so use at your discretion. Alright, so you double crocheted in the 4th chain from the hook. You want to double crochet in the next chain as well. Okay, and I will not speed through this pattern. I will try to take my time because it does get a little tricky. Now you want to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and you're going to skip the next 3. 1, 2, 3. And in that 4th stitch, you are going to do a double crochet in the next 3. Okay, so in that next stitch available, and the foundation chains are always hard to get started. So 1, 2, and 3. So that's 3 double crochet in a row. Okay? So what you're going to do from there is you're just going to repeat that process, starting with the chain 3. Alright, and then you're going to skip 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to put a double crochet in the next stitch. 1 in the next. And 1 in the next. Okay. Chain 3. Skip 3. 1, 2, 3. And do those 3 double crochet in a row. So there's 1, 2. Okay. Now you're up to your last one of that group. You are not going to finish this double crochet, okay? You're going to go to the end, and being that this is an intermediate stitch pattern, we know how to go through all the way to the very last pull through stitch, and we're going to change our color here, so we're just going to do that. And I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to clip that off. And I'm going to proceed with my white at this point. Alright, so I'm going to make my slip knot. I'm going to add that to my hook and pull that one through. Now, as I like to always do, if you follow me and watch my videos, I always like to add that little tie there, okay? Now what we're going to do, well, I'm better double tie that one, hadn't I? That one's already going to come off. I'm going to double tie that just gently so that we don't make that too tight, but it will stay. So now we're going to turn. So what you have here, you have basically 4 clusters of 3 double crochet, and then you have 3 gap spaces. Now that's your foundation row. Now for row 1 with your new color, we are going to chain up 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's move those out of the way. And now what you're going to do is you're going to double crochet in each of the next 3 skipped chains in the foundation row. Okay, so now what that means is you're going to skip these. Okay, now you're going to jump over to this gap. You're not going to do double crochet here. What it means is you're going to go down to the foundation chain and you're going to do your double crochet here. So you're going to wrap your yarn and you're going to go down here to where these chains are. Okay, let me zoom in for you so you can see what I'm doing better. Okay, so you're going to skip 1, 2, 3 here. Okay, and you're really not skipping these, you're just working over the top of these. Okay, so you're just going to work a basic double crochet, but then you have these 3 here on the foundation chain, which you originally did skip. So now we're just going to go over the top and down to the very bottom, and you're just going to work a basic double crochet here. So there's 1, go into that next one, there's 2, and then go into that last one. There's 3. Okay? And you see what I did if I laid that out flat. So you see how it squeezed those 3 chains in with it right there. And that's the look that you do want for this interlocking block stitch, okay? So now what you want to do, let me back up a bit. Alright, so now what we're going to do from this point is we're going to chain up 3. Okay, and you're going to skip 3 double crochet, and then we're going to repeat what we just did. So you're going to skip these 3 double crochet, and then you may have to slide these double crochet out over a little bit to find that initial first single crochet, which is right here. So you'll yarn over, and then you're going to go down into that first one, and then you'll work that first double crochet. So 1, go down, 2, and you want to keep your tension good on these because you're reaching so far it can really get out of whack. So keep your tension good and tight, okay? Well, not real tight, but you understand what I mean. Okay? So now we did those 3. Now let's chain 3 so we can make this jump one more time. So let's scooch that last double over, and now I've got my 3 right there. And let's do this last section. So let's go down for the first double. There's the second double. And there's the third. Okay. Alright, and now what you're going to do is we're just going to single crochet in the top of the turning chain. Okay, so that means you've got your 3 doubles right here. You're going to go over here to the very end. So you're going to count up 3, and that'll be that end stitch. And here, being that we're going to change color again, so you're going to change color every row. You're not going to finish the single crochet, so you're just going to pull through. We're going to clip again, and then you're going to go to your next color, which mine is going to be brown. Okay, So I will meet you back up and we will start this next row. I have attached my brown, so now I'm going to turn and we will start row 2. So what we're going to do at this point is do a chain 3, just like before. And now what we're going to do, that's going to count as the first double crochet. We're going to initially skip this stitch right here, and we're going to work over the chain 3 space. Okay? So now what we're going to do is double crochet in each of the next 2 skipped spaces. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down and do the same process we did here. Okay, so you're going to skip these double crochet here, and we are not working here, we are working in the row below. So now pretty much it's just the same process. You go into the top of that double crochet and make a double crochet. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then you'll do that chain 3. Alright, then you'll skip these 3 doubles. You may have to look for your stitches, and then you'll go into the first one right there, work the first double in that first double from the previous row. I'm trying to get that hair. Work the second one and work your third. Okay, and you'll have to pull it back into shape because as you work it kind of leans a bit. Okay, you'll skip these and you'll do the same here. So you'll work the first, you'll work the second, okay, and you'll work the third, and that was a little bit harder to find there at the end, but it is there. And you'll only work half of that because we are going back to the original color here. So again, we'll snip that off, and I am going back to my pink. So I'll make my slip knot, slide her right on there, and pull it through and through. And then of course I'm just going to tie it on very nicely. Okay, and then we'll go down to row 3. So we are going to turn. So once again we are going to chain up 3. Okay, and basically all you're doing at this point is you are doing the same process over and over and over. Okay, so so now you're just going to skip these 3 and you're going into these bottom 3 from the previous row, and you're just going to do this for the entire process of your afghan or whatever project you're doing with this stitch. Now you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to jump these, pull that stitch over, because it can be deceiving. It definitely hides my first double crochet. I'm not sure about yours, but you don't want to have to go back and find it. So let's do that right the first time. So then you'll chain your 3, jump those 3, so there's 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, and then all you're going to do is here at the end of this one, you're going to single crochet in the top of the turning chain, which is going to be right here. And then you're not going to finish that off. You're going to go next to your white. Okay, and then you're just going to go back and forth, and that's pretty much all there is to it. It's simple from there, and you're just going to keep layering color upon color and on color and color, and that's pretty much all there is to that stitch. And you're just going to keep going until your heart's content with the length of your project. So this is called your interlocking block stitch, and it is very, very, very beautiful, and I can't wait to get at least a good project going with this stitch. So I hope you guys enjoyed this stitch as much as I did, and until next video, happy hooking!